Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that. And also, if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well, if there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2022 related video here on my channel, and today I'm going to be telling you my updated predictions for both semi-finals of the upcoming 66th edition of the Eurovision Song Contest, which, as we all know, is just a few weeks away now and will be broadcast to us live from Turin in Italy. So yes, a couple of weeks ago I made a video where I told you my first predictions for the semi-finals results, and it's been a little while, and now I'm going to give you an update on those predictions. As always, don't take this too seriously. Predictions are just a bit of fun. It's always interesting to see how accurate we end up being, but they don't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But I now have my notice board ready, and I made these updated predictions a few days ago, and I suppose I've been thinking about the studio versions of the songs, yes, but also any live performances of these songs. We've had pretty much all of the pre-parties now, have we not? And I've seen many of the performances from those. And also, I suppose I have ever so slightly been swayed by other people's predictions as well. All of that combined has resulted in these updated predictions, which I'm going to be going through in just a moment. So you might just be able to see it on camera. It's not brilliant, but here we are. Semi-final 1, yellow bits of card. Semi-final 2, blue bits of card. Automatic finalists, which are not on here yet, of course, are on green bits of card, and pretty much all that's on these little slips are the country's names, artist's name, song title, and little details about each track. And what I've done is I've put them into an order that I'm quite happy with for the time being, and I'm going to be telling you right now these updated predictions. So yeah, it's just a bit of fun, nothing too serious, but do let me know what you think, of course. And as always, links in the description to my other social media pages as well. Check them out if you so wish. So, let's do this in a random order as best I can, starting with semi-final 1, which I'm actually thinking is the easier one to predict. I mean, it's not easy, but compared to semi-final 2, I think semi-final 1 at this moment in time probably has more sure qualifiers, or very likely qualifiers, compared to the second semi-final. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. But anyway, semi-final 1, the first qualifier. Shall I make a note of this as I go along so I don't mess up? The first qualifier is Albania. Opening the first semi-final, opening this year's contest in Turin, up first on that Tuesday evening, Ronela Hayati with Secret. I'm not going to be talking about these songs in any great depth here, because I've spoken about them so much on my channel already, and I'm just going to wear myself out repeating the same old stuff. But Ronela has performed this live a whole bunch of times now. She's a great performer, great vocals, very fierce. Maybe it's because the song has been out for so long. I mean, we did hear this song for the first time sort of before last Christmas, wasn't it? Maybe because it's been out for so long, maybe the attention is just elsewhere now. I don't really know, but I've not seen too many people say that this is coming for a top 10 finish in the grand final. I don't think it will be miles away from that, but I have to say I'm thinking mid-table at best now for Secret. Like I said, very powerful, very fierce, going to be a great song to get things going in Turin. It's going through, but I'm not sure it's going to be a really incredible result now. Saying that, mid-table is still very impressive for Albania. The second qualifier is Lithuania. Not my favourite of the year, that's for sure, but there are things I like about it, absolutely, and I've said this before, the sort of slinky melody. Monica is such a great performer, totally at ease performing this. She's really been very good in the pre-parties, and it's on early. I don't think that's a bad thing. The juries might really appreciate the sort of low-key, jazzy vibe of this track. The public might respond with quite a few points as well. And then, of course, in the final, and it's such a trivial thing to mention, but it's worth saying, there will be more diaspora votes for Lithuania. And that means this song would stay well clear, I would say, of you know, a bottom 5 finish, for example. Anyway, that's ages away yet. This is going through. I wasn't too sure about it a few weeks ago, but now I am leaning towards a yes. I should say I'll be telling you the exact placings for these tracks at the end of this video. So, qualifier number 3 is Norway, obviously going through, probably winning the public vote here. I imagine the two guys behind the yellow wolf masks, and I could be very wrong here, of course, but I imagine they're getting pretty bored of having to wear these all the time. Maybe they're thinking, wow, I'd really like to enjoy this pre-party without having to wear this outfit. I don't know, I'd be like that, that's for sure. But look, Give That Wolf a Banana by Subwoofer, it's fun. I was very harsh about this track when I first heard it. I'm now much more accepting of it. It's not one of my favourites, but I really don't hate it either. And it's just that injection of fun, of charm into proceedings. The lyrics, they're very silly, but there's choreography, and it's all about the stage show, really. And you just know they're going to whip that crowd up into a frenzy in Turin. The only thing stopping Norway from maybe winning this year's contest, in all honesty, is that jury mark. I cannot imagine it's going to be very, very high at all. But I also can't imagine it's going to be really, really poor. It'll be better than what Kano got in 2019, I think. What also has got me thinking with regards to this Norwegian entry, not that these two songs are very similar at all, but back in 2012 we had the Russian Grannies, and the Russian Grannies very nearly beat Loreen in the public vote, which would have made for a very interesting final few moments had the voting been 100% public voting that year. But in the jury half of the results, I think Buranovsky and Babushki were about 12th or 13th. Still second overall because of the way the votes were smushed together back then. But yeah, maybe Subwoofer in the final will be about 12th or 13th with the juries and top 3 with the public. I don't know. One thing is for sure, it's going through. Qualifier number 4 is Austria. Now I know some people are on the fence about this one now because of some subpar live performances. Pia Maria, who does all of the work here, I know that she was miming for one pre-party performance, and I know that she has had the virus and that has affected her voice as well. But I have full faith that next month it's all going to come together really well. It's going to be a very slick performance. It's so up-tempo. It feels a little bit dated, but that's not a bad thing here. Again, it's one of those songs that's really going to get the crowd on side. It could just be a really memorable, smashing performance on the whole. And I have to say, I'm not too concerned about Austria missing out myself at this moment in time. I wouldn't be shocked if Halo misses out, but I think it's more likely to go through. So yes, qualifier number 4, Austria, Lumix and Pia Maria. The 5th qualifier is Ukraine. Now Ukraine are the favourites to win and have been for quite some time. I don't think they will win. I think the public mark will be very high in the final. Could well be 300 points or more, but I think the jury mark just won't be as impressive, and that could really scupper their chances of a 3rd Eurovision win this century. Very impressive if indeed that does come to pass. This is Stefania with Kalish Orchestra. It's a really good song. They perform it well every time, but I don't know. I've not actually seen many people have this as their favourite of the year. Not that we can just base our opinions on other fans' opinions, because a lot of people watching the shows next month are just tuning in, and that's the first time they'll hear these songs, and that's it. They will have no, pre-contest opinions on these tracks. But yes, certainly I would say the British press think that Ukraine already have this year's contest in the bag. I think I have a newspaper cutting somewhere where Jeremy Clarkson, who is a somewhat well-known television personality here in the UK, he said that Ukraine could send a cat wailing for 3 minutes, something like that, or a dog barking for 3 minutes, and Ukraine are probably going to win by a mile. So yes, the British press, I would say, think there will be a ton of sympathy votes. Yes, they could play a part, maybe not a huge part, but certainly a little bit of a part. It's going to push for the win. I personally don't see it happening, but you never know. That's qualifier number 5. Qualifier number 6 then is going to be the Netherlands. Oh, this is just a little bit of magic, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a great song. Such a great song. Oh, mwah, mwah. It's just so damn mighty fine. And I thought it from the first time I heard it. If you saw my reaction to this song, there was nothing fake about it. I just thought it was brilliant from that first listen. This is De Diepte by Ace-Teen, who has performed this well live a couple of times now. I read an article just a short while ago, actually, the laser performance from several weeks ago. That was on a Dutch TV show when she performed. Apparently, it's not going to be quite the same as that in Turin, but maybe it will be quite similar. We wait and see. This is cruising through, absolutely. Love the atmosphere that the song creates. Love the sort of moody vibe of it. Love her voice. It's really pretty. And even though it's in Dutch, and I know some people say that Dutch is not a very pleasant sounding language, to me it sounds really nice. Really like this track. Going through, nothing else to say about it, really. Qualifier number 7 then, Portugal. I'm well aware that some Eurovision fans are a little bit unsure about Maro's chances, saudade. But this is one of the favourites to go through from semi-final 1. I think Portugal are in the top 10 of the odds to win the whole thing. Could be talking absolute rubbish there. But this is on course to do quite well, and I can see it happening. Again, it's that atmosphere. I'm going to be saying that a lot. But it is that atmosphere. It's just a sort of cool breeze on a summer's day. Love her voice, love the intimacy of this track, loved the way it was staged at Festival de Canchão, and I'm sure it's going to be a little bit similar in Turin. This is just great. It's so refreshing. It really is. It's like when it's a really hot day and you step into the shower and you just let the cool water rain on you. You know? It's that sort of refreshing. Absolutely terrific. Oh my word. I mean, I've said this before, ever since Portugal won a couple of years ago, I think the quality from Portugal in Festival de Canchão, I think it's improved quite a bit. Let's move on then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Qualifier number 8 is Greece. Again, the atmosphere. I made a whole video about this song very recently, which you may well have seen. Thank you if you did. And I have seen the comments. This is Amanda Georgiadi Tenfjord with Die together. Mostly a cappella for the first half, and then the instrumentation really builds up, starts to swell. Very powerful. I think the lyrics will resonate with a lot of people. And I just think this could be a real moment on stage. From the very first note, I think it could just be the most haunting, beautiful thing. And Amanda can really sing well live. She really can. So I've no concerns about this Greece going through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Qualifier number 9. It's Moldova. I know that this isn't a huge favourite for a lot of people, but we know Moldova can do staging, and they're probably going to deliver again next month. This is the Adverhof brothers and Stop Shi Stub with Trenuletul. It's catchy, a little bit irritating because it goes on and on and on. It's mostly chorus, but you know, you can have a bit of a bop to it, even if you don't speak the language. And the revamp isn't too bad. It's got a little bit more of a rock edge to it now. People listening to this for the first time on that Tuesday night, they're going to think this is chaotic stuff. This is all over the place. But you know what? I'm going to remember it, especially if there is an actual train on stage, which apparently could be on the cards. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm very indifferent on this track. I think Trenuletul, the song itself, will have more fans when Eurovision finally comes around, and indeed after the contest. For now, I think it's, you know, if it makes the final, I can't see it doing incredibly well once it gets there. But then again, what do I know? Hey Mama, which is, I know, a different sounding track, but another Moldovan entry from a couple of years ago. That was third in the public half of the results in the final, and third overall. Was it third overall with the public? It did really well. That's the point I'm trying to make. So, could this happen again? I doubt it, but we can't rule out Stop Stuben Fratzi Adverhof getting a very respectable mark from the public in the final. If indeed Moldova get there, they'll get a big mark in the semi-final, I'm sure. I'm expecting this to go through, maybe not comfortably, but still Moldova in the final. My God, I'm rambling again. So, let's go through some of the non-qualifiers now. Out, Switzerland. Marius Bear, Boys Do Cry. Very reliant on jury love here, because I don't think the public will be on side. It's very sweet. I really don't mind it. I love the strings in this track. His voice is nice. But there's no momentum. And even if there is momentum on the night, maybe it's too little too late. I just don't know if there's a place for this in the final now, because all of the other songs are getting more attention, and I think so many of these other songs will stand out more on that Tuesday evening. If he goes through, fine, wouldn't be shocked, but I'm leaning towards a no now, and I think a lot of people are as well. Also out, Latvia. Really not sure about this, Eat Your Salad by Chitty Zeni. It's on early. The live performances have been fairly good. They always give it their all. They always deliver. There's always a stage dive. And yeah, there'll be a lot of supporters of this track. But the juries are probably going to kill their chances. Absolutely kill their chances. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. It could happen. Latvia's qualification record is very poor. I'm not sure about this. I'm really not sure about this. But then again, like with Moldova, maybe the public mark could actually be a hell of a lot higher than we're anticipating. But Latvia out. Also out, Denmark. Real shame this one, because I think it's so underrated. It's nothing incredible, but I do think it's a bit underrated. Ready with the show. Starts off slow, then turns into a bit more of a rock song. 4 girls doing the business. It's really good. I thought this was very good at one of the pre-parties recently. But it's one of those songs that's just there. People will forget about it, I'm sure, as soon as it's over. People won't really be looking forward to seeing this live, perhaps. I don't know. Especially if you're familiar with this song like I am. I can't see enough points from the juries or the public. It's as simple as that. Also out, Bulgaria. Intelligent music project with intention. Where are the points going to come from here? Unless they're buying votes, it ain't happening for Bulgaria this year. Massive step back. I like rock. This is flat as a pancake. I don't see this going through at all. But they've performed well live recently. Also out, Croatia. Oh man, this is so good every time she performs it live. Music video's not bad either, nothing original. But music video is pretty good. Live versions have been pretty good. Studio versions pretty good. So what's the problem? Not memorable enough. Too sickly sweet for some people, perhaps. Mia Dimsic, guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure for some people is perhaps right. It's just really pleasant, really charming, really sweet. Very whimsical. It just doesn't leave enough of an impact. And I think apart from a few points here and a few points there, there's not going to be enough love for this. As such, it's an NQ. Also out, Slovenia. I know more and more people are getting on board with this track, LPS with Disco. Even I like it more than I did a few weeks ago. I do think it runs out of steam, but I really enjoy it for what it is. It is song 5 on the night. Young band, doing their thing. They're doing it well. There needs to be more movement. There needs to be something else on stage to make this really go wow and give it that little extra pizzazz that it needs. Because right now, and even when this was performed at EMA, the national final, something was missing for me. And there is still something missing for me, even though I'm enjoying it more every time I hear it. Looking at the other songs, I'm not sure enough points are going to go their way. As such, it's an NQ. So if you've been paying attention, that leaves 2 countries left. Does it not? Yes, indeed. Iceland and Armenia. The 10th qualifier, in my opinion, at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, is Armenia. Rosalind with Snap. On last for a reason. Will she have a floating house? I don't know. She performed this in Spain very recently, an acoustic version. I thought it was absolutely terrific. She's performed this well live a couple of times now. She's going to do it again next month. More and more people are going to be getting on side with this one. It feels very contemporary. It's got a bit of a folk feel to it, which I can appreciate as well. Her voice is really strong. The staging could be excellent. Coming after Norway and Greece in the running order, perhaps not a bad thing. This is its own beast. This is its own thing. And I think a lot of people will really appreciate what she's trying to achieve. And it'll just be a really gentle way to close proceedings in that first semi-final. As far as I'm concerned, it is going through, and who knows, it could be the ultimate dark horse of the year. So that's it. I'll be going through the specific placings for semi-final 1 at the end of this video. Shall we move on to semi-final 2 now? Bear with me, we're getting there. The first qualifier, this is all over the place, by the way. Do not take it too seriously. The first qualifier from semi-final 2 is Estonia. This is Stefan with Hope. I can't see this missing out whatsoever. I can see it doing very well with the public, maybe even top 5, maybe top 3 at a push, but top 5 certainly with the public is a very real possibility. I've always liked this track ever since I first heard it. He's a very, capable singer, sort of country and western vibes with the whole look of the performance. I keep using the word vibes, it irritates the hell out of me, but that's the best word to use here. And yeah, I think it's a safe bet, Estonia going through this year, and could do well in the final. The second qualifier, Cyprus. In a studio somewhere, Andra Machi performed this as part of the Spanish pre-party recently. She sounded great. The only concerns I have with this song, is it going to stand out enough? Is it high impact enough? Will enough people appreciate it even though it's in Greek? I love the fact this isn't another Fuego replay El Diablo. This is something a lot more traditional and, easygoing. It's not really in-your-face pop. This has a much more easygoing vibe and tempo to it. I really like her, love her voice, love the music video. Lots of things I'm really enjoying about this track. But I'm just concerned that maybe it's not a really safe qualifier. It's really got to stand out from the field. Staging is key here, and I'm interested to see how it's all going to come together on stage on that Thursday evening. But Cyprus going through, brilliant qualification record. Not enough people talk about this, but Cyprus are just on this hot streak of making the final. Really impressive stuff. The third qualifier is Australia, obviously going through. Sheldon Riley not the same. Very good jury mark. Not as impressive with the public. I think we're all sort of expecting something like that. Can't deny his voice though. It is really, really great every time. It's a very emotional song, very personal to him. Some people will absolutely connect with these lyrics. I'm interested to see how it's staged as well. Will it be similar to the national final with the fans and the veil and, really ramping up the drama of this track? We wait and see. But Australia, again, a safe bet to go through. In the final, top 10? Maybe. It all depends on that public mark, really, because the jurors will love him. The fourth finalist is Poland. Again, a safe bet. Ochman with River. Lovely vocals. Really love the tone to his voice. National final performance wasn't brilliant, in my opinion. He sang very well, but there just wasn't anything about the staging or anything at all to really latch onto whatsoever. He's performed at pre-parties, he sounded very good, but staging is key. This is one of the favourites to win. I've never really felt that myself, but a good result is on the cards. There just needs to be that little extra something to make it stand out from the field. But Poland going through. Qualifier number 5, Czech Republic on last. Some people have criticised the vocals here in the pre-party performances, and I have to say I've not been blown away either, but the song is great. The studio version is excellent, and I am sure next month it's all going to come together in a really slick manner. It's going to stand out a mile, all of those flashing lights, the atmosphere is going to be brilliant. I am really hoping the Czech Republic make the final this year. I'd be shocked if not, quite frankly. Might not be a convincing qualifier, but a qualifier nevertheless. The juries have shown that they've liked the Czech Republic in the past. Martina Barta, remember her in 2017? She didn't do too badly with her jazzy song. Public killed her chances, though. And then Lake Malawi, of course, did very well with the jurors. Even Mikolas Joseph wasn't disgraced in 2018. So, with a reasonable amount of jury love and a good amount of public support as well, We Are Domi lights off in the final as far as I'm concerned. Maybe my opinions will change, but for now, going through. Qualifier number 6, Sweden, obviously going through, probably winning this semi-final. My God, the amount of people who have slagged off her vocals is unbelievable. And look, I hold my hands up. I criticise the vocals sometimes as well. But they can still sing better than me. My God, they really can. And just because Cornelia has a raspy voice doesn't mean that she's singing badly. You know, she nailed it at Melfest. She's going to do the same in Turin, almost certainly. It's just a really beautiful song. I made a video talking about this, so there's no point whittering on for much longer. Sweden going through, coming for that record-equaling 7th victory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Qualifier number 7, Belgium. Jeremy Mackey's Miss You. My God, I have not been convinced at all with his live performances. My God, I have been thoroughly disappointed with what I've heard and seen, and I am very concerned about his chances, but I think this will sneak through. The staging for Belgium hasn't always been brilliant over the past few years, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like when the rehearsals begin very soon. His voice is good. It has seemed a little bit shaky to me, though, in these pre-party performances. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of momentum with Miss You either. And as much as the betting odds, and I know we can't just rely on them, as much as the betting odds seem to think that this is going through quite comfortably, I am not convinced. He has got to absolutely nail this in Turin, or else his chances are dead and buried as far as I'm concerned. Really, I think so. This is a real borderline qualifier, but for now, I am saying Belgium is through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, Belgium through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Qualifier number 8 from semi-final 2. Finland opening the show. The Rasmus, big name, one of the biggest names in this year's contest, of course, with Jezebel. Some people are still butthurt that Ram Pam Pam didn't win, but just because you've had a #1 hit for weeks in Finland and done very well on Spotify means diddly squat, of course. The Rasmus, you know, again, I've not been convinced. I'm sorry to say it. At UMK, I've said this before, vocals, you know, everybody's pretty much in agreement here that they weren't brilliant, and the performance itself just wasn't as strong as it could have been. Pre-party performances also not on the money as they need to be. Next month, there's Balloons, possibly some other floating things as well. It's going to be quite a showstopper, and it's only song 1, let's not forget that. This will stand out so much. A lot of people may just tune in to see the Rasmus because it's a sort of throwback nostalgia for them, that sort of thing. It's going through. I'd be surprised if Finland miss out. Rock songs can do very well. I'm not saying this is better than Blind Channel. I'm certainly not saying this is better than City e Buoni. But rock songs can really stand out from the field. This might have the same impact. Finland going through as far as I'm concerned. That's 9 qualifiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 qualifiers. Qualifier number 9, ladies and gentlemen, is Serbia. Of course, this is going through. Bit of a viral hit. I mean, criticise it if you dare. Constructo Incorpore Sano performed this well live every time she has performed it live. At the Spanish pre-party, it was a sort of on-tape thing performance. That was very good too. The song is growing on me, but I still can't rank it too high. I just prefer other songs. The message of the song really does have to come across. I keep saying it, it really does. Because people will look at this and think, what the hell is going on? Why the hell is she washing her hands? This is so bizarre and delivered in this very formal, robotic manner. I can't tell if this is serious or a joke. Is she taking the mick here? What the hell is going on? But every other country around Serbia, points. Everywhere else, yeah, maybe a few points as well. As such, going through might do quite well in the final. The juries, though, well, that's up for grabs. So, non-qualifiers from semi-final 2 now. Out, Georgia, Circus Mircus with Lock Me In. New wave, indie, so different, will stand out as a result. Love the fact that we've got this sort of sound in the contest, that has to be appreciated. But I don't know, this is going to sound very strange, but this song might actually work better if it was more of a joke. If it was even more silly, because it would stand out more. I was expecting, for some reason, I don't really know why, I was expecting something really bizarre, really wacky, really unusual. But actually we've got something that isn't half bad at all, you know? I really don't mind this. It's repetitive, but it's enjoyable enough for 3 minutes. I just don't know if this is going to have the longevity throughout the rest of the show, because it is song 5. There's loads of songs after it that will stand out more. It's, as I said, with so many countries in semi-final 1, I'm not sure the point tally will be high enough. Georgia out for me at this moment in time. Also out, Montenegro. Closest thing to a straight-up Balkan ballad this year. Vladana is a great singer. The song is easily one of Montenegro's best they've ever had in the contest. In another year, maybe this would cruise through. But in a tough semi-final, Breathe is probably missing out. She's performed at the pre-parties. She's done an alright job. It's quite a stirring, dramatic track. A lot of people really do enjoy it, no doubt about it. But I don't know. It could be a close-run thing, but for now I'm leaning towards it being an NQ. Also out, North Macedonia. Great shame, because I think this is really good. It's a little bit underrated. It's quite powerful stuff. Andrea is a great singer, great English, absolutely fantastic. Circles is a perfectly fine entry. It's just not going to stand out enough. How on earth do you stage this in a way that's going to make it really pop out from the field? I really don't know. As such, NQ, and I think we're all in agreement there. It would be a real upset if this went through. Also out, Romania. Now, I know Romania are in a really bad run of form at the moment. No final since Jodel in 2017. Worse, or WRS, let's call him that. WRS has performed this well every time I've seen him perform it live. You know, he's really selling it. And there's a bit of choreography, a little bit of sass, this Latin pop feel. It's all good. I really don't mind this. Oh, man. It's the juries. I'm not sure the juries will really go big for it. Public might. Juries maybe not so much. Again, close run thing. But right now I'm leaning towards an NQ. Also out, San Marino. Achille Lauro, we know that he's a great performer, born to be on stage with Stripper. You know it's going to be a very sort of provocative performance. He could be wearing very little, or he could be wearing some very elaborate outfit. I think he might have said actually what he's wearing on stage. He's a big name. Italy can't vote for him. That's a lack of points right there. And where are the other points going to come from? This is not one of the strongest songs in the semi-final, in my opinion. You know, it's a little bit slipshod, it's a little bit messy. The way he performs it, you could argue, is a little bit on the messy side. This has so many songwriters, they should have come up with something better. Saying that, it's still not bad, it's just not incredible. And San Marino, I think, are going to miss out. Also out, Israel. Now, I don't know exactly what the situation is at this moment in time. Is he going to be there? Is he going to be doing a live-on-tape performance? Is that even going to be a thing at all? Will Israel pull out? I don't know, because I know that there's conflict happening in Israel at the moment. From what I've read, it's going to be the live-on-tape performance, but we wait and see. This is I Am, Mikhail Ben David. He is the best thing about this song, strutting his stuff as though he's, you know, at some sort of Victoria's Secret catwalk performance, and he's there doing the music or something like that. I don't know. It's camp, a little bit flamboyant. There's going to be a lot of people who really enjoy this, believe me. But I don't know. It's on early. Running order shouldn't matter, but it probably will play a part. And I don't know. I'm waffling now. I just can't see enough support for him, particularly from the jurors. That leaves 1, 2, 3. Yes, also out, Malta. Now, this is one that I'm really unsure about as well. Emma Muscat, I Am What I Am. The juries always love Malta. It's going to happen again. I feel pretty confident about that. Emma's really performed well when she's performed this live. She's done a really good professional job. She's a great singer. But you have to say perhaps the song is a letdown. You know, it needs to be a bit more contemporary. Could you imagine if Emma Muscat had something like Chameleon or Je Me Casse? Sadly, she hasn't got that. She's got a Melfest reject. Quelle surprise. But yes, Emma's great. I don't mind the song whatsoever. I'd be happy if this went through, even though it is cliched beyond belief. The juries will love it. Maybe not in huge numbers, but they'll love it. The public might have this last. As a result, just missing out on the final. That leaves two countries, Azerbaijan and Ireland. The 10th qualifier right now for me at this moment in time is Azerbaijan. Nadia Rustamli with Fade to Black and so on and so forth. Dramatic, great vocals. He's got a bit of a raspy tone to his voice as well. It builds up nicely to this sort of almost cataclysmic finale, you know. It's just really, really loud and powerful. My God, I'm using the same words here. But yes, Azerbaijan, you know, usually a very safe bet to go through. Can see it happening again. Maybe not convincingly, but this is just the sort of thing that will sneak through to the final. I mean, Azerbaijan have only missed out on qualification once, I think. Back in 2018, I think that was the only time. So this is looking, on that record alone, this is looking like a pretty sure bet to go through. That means Ireland out, might finish last, very real possibility. I don't think this will be disgraced. Brooke is great, really likeable. She's not a bad singer at all. The pre-party performances haven't really been on the money yet. There's a bit of choreography that's going to stay for Turin, I'm sure. And, you know, Ireland have had some interesting staging over the past few years. A Hot Air Balloon, sort of paper cutouts with Leslie Roy last year. We've had the two male dancers and the lamppost from the Chronicles of Narnia for Ryan O'Shaughnessy in 2018. And we had that sort of diner throwback feel to Sarah McTurnan in 2019. So we've had some interesting staging from Ireland, absolutely. What are we going to get for Turin? I don't know. The song is full of sass, it's catchy, it's fun. It's a really good piece of pop. But this could be a hot mess rather than something that is really slick, really professional, really excellent on the night. We just wait and see. So, let's now go through the specific placings for each track. Again, do not take this seriously. So, bottom to top in semi-final 1, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Latvia, Croatia, Switzerland, Iceland. Did I mention Iceland in my semi-final 1 talk? No, I didn't. I just mentioned Armenia, didn't I? Iceland are out in semi-final 1. Sister, love the Americana, first aid kit type folk vibe that's going on. Great live performances so far. Really likeable girls. Great harmonies. I think the staging could be absolutely beautiful. You know, the lighting and those arches. Oh my God, it could be really, really, really beautiful. But that just won't be enough. And although Iceland finished top 10 in 2019, probably would have won in 2020 had the pandemic not happened. Did very well last year in Rotterdam as well, even though it wasn't an actual live performance. This year, a bit of a step back. As much as I like the song, will always like the song, I'm not seeing it going through. So, where was I? Bottom to top, let me just recap. Bulgaria, Slovenia, Latvia, Croatia, Switzerland, Iceland. Denmark, just missing out. Denmark, you can never rule them out. Never rule them out. Nearly happened last year with Fiora Flammer. Did happen with Leonora a couple of years ago as well. Can't rule the Danes out, springing a bit of a shock. So the qualifiers are Lithuania, Moldova, Armenia, Portugal, Albania, Austria, top 4 now. Netherlands, Norway, Ukraine and Greece. Greece to win semi-final 1, just my prediction at this moment in time. Semi-final 2, bottom to top, North Macedonia last. This is all over the place, I said that earlier. North Macedonia last, Georgia, San Marino, Montenegro, Israel, Malta, Ireland, Romania just missing out, and then Belgium, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Estonia, Serbia, Finland 4th, maybe a bit high, but I do think they'll go through. Australia 3rd, Poland 2nd, Sweden 1st. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My updated predictions for the semi-finals of this year's upcoming contest. And my voice is quite sore now. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you can accept my opinions as I will with yours. It's always that way. I'll be back with my updated top 40 of the year very soon, which hasn't changed too much. Some countries have moved up a few places, some countries have moved down a few places, but really not much has changed at all. But that video will be coming soon, and then really it's just a case of waiting for more Eurovision related news and the rehearsals to begin, and also the CD is released at the end of this week. I've pre-ordered my copy, that'll be great. Might make a video very briefly talking about that. If you're interested, let me know. And until next time, that's it, my predictions, and I will probably leave it now, actually, I don't know. but I think I'll leave it until I make my final predictions, which is the day before the shows air. So on the Monday, I'll make my final semi-final 1 predictions, and then on the Tuesday react to the results, and then on Wednesday discuss the results, preview semi-final 2. You know how it is, because I did it last year. It's probably going to be the same this year, all being well, depending on time constraints and all of that business. That's it. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, thank you for all of the support recently, it means a great deal. Leave comments, whatever it is, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.